The city of Istanbul is at geographic crossroads, straddling Europe and Asia Minor, and is divided by the sea lane called the Bosphorus Strait, which join the Black Sea in the northeast and the Marmara Sea in the southeast. This strait has played a key role in the history of the city. Istanbul is located on two sides over two continents, one of which is European side and the other is the Asian side. Contrary to popular belief, Istanbul was first founded on the Asian side, named Kadıköy today. However, the city rose in the old city today on the European side during Roman and Ottoman period, and then expanded on both sides with the extensive use of means and transportation. European side is a nutshell is the tourist attraction of the city, especially the both sides of the Golden Horn as well as the Bosphorus. Asian side, on the other hand, doesn't offer as many touristic attractions, but it is more of residential center. Still, there are many things to say and do on the Asian side to offer the visitors to Istanbul. Asian side is older than the European side. Before Byzantium was built, there were settlements around Kadıköy. European side is more historical than the Asian side. Constantinople, which was the area inside the walls, was the city center during both the Roman and Ottoman period. Towns on the Asian side were the villages of the city until the ferry started in the 19th century. Another reason why Asian side is not as historical as the European side is that, for instance, the stone of the walls around Kadıköy were carried to the other side on use in the construction of public buildings. Therefore, there are not many historical buildings left on the Asian side. European side is more populated than the Asian side due to the fact that European side has always been the center of trade, businesses, and industry. They say Asian side is the dormitory of the city. European side is regarded as more European or Westerner in the light of the fact that the city center has always been the European side and the European colonies were on this side. It is true to call the European side more European or Westerner in the terms of appearance. Asian side is the greener than the European side. Public bus lines on the European side are two things more than the Asian side, whereas train lines is one of the half time more than the European side. Asian side is the higher than European side, with the hills like Aydos's TPC and Jamlica TPC. The coastline on the Asian side is nicer and more well organized than the Europe side. There are more space on the Asian side for jogging, walking, biking, starting from Kadıköy and going along Fenerbahçe, Cadibostan, Bostancı up to Maltepe. Crime rate on the Asian side is less than the European side. Number of hotels on the European side is more than the Asian side because the European side is the center of attraction for business, trade, and tourism. Sports centers, stadiums are more on the European side than the Asian side. Asian side has Soragolo Stadium, Fenerbahçe Eski in Kadıköy and Formula 1 circuit. European side has more shopping malls than the Asian side. Most TV channels and press is located on the European side. The longest metro line has been constructed on the Asian side. Nightlife is more active on the European side than the Asian side. There are 3 football clubs playing in the Turkish league: Beşiktaş Jiki, Galatasaray Eski, and Kasımpaşa Eski. Fenerbahçe Eski is the only Istanbul football team located on the Asian side playing in the Turkish Football League. There are more military schools on the Asian side than the European side. Asian side has the biggest cemetery not only in Istanbul, also all over Turkey. Marmara University, the only university in the world located on 2 continents, is based on the Asian side. On the Bosphorus bridges, you don't have to pay to get to the European side. During, you have to pay to get the Asian side. The first Turkish town in Istanbul is Anadolu Yakası on the Asian side. The first mosque built in the Istanbul is in Kadıköy on the European side. Arab Jame, built in 1717 by the Genoese colony. Both sides have an international airport. Ataturk Havalimanı on the European side, Sabiha Gökçen on the Asian side. Both sides have popular street. Istiklal Caddesi on the European side is more cultural, historical, cosmopolitan street located between Taksim and Kadıköy. Baghdad Caddesi on the Asian side is very modern street today located between Kadıköy and Bostancı. Baghdad Caddesi is more straight, but actually it is very old road for Eastern campaign for Roman and Ottoman armies. This is why it was called Baghdad Street. Throughout history, it has been one of the world's most major cultural, political, and commercial centers. It has seen occupation by the Greeks, Romans, and Venetians, and was the heart of the Ottoman Empire. Physical reminders of each empire still stand to this day. But its location as meeting place between East and West also saw it as the final stop on the legendary Silk Road linking Asia with Europe, and many merchants who came here liked it so much that they too decided to stay. In so doing, they give the city a cultural diversity that it retains. Istanbul ranks as one of the top 10 most visited cities by tourists, and for good reason. Visitors could spend a lifetime getting lost in the city, cultural sights, sounds, and smell. But the big question is, do you visit Europe or Asia? The European side of Istanbul offers access to the city's most well-known attractions, including the Hagia Sophia and the Grand Bazaar. Most tourists spend most, if not all, their time on the eastern side, as there is so much to see and do. Hagia Sophia blends symbols of Christian and Islamic faith. What was once a Christian church would later become an imperial mosque and now a museum. Riz Legacy, Road is Life, Mercy Amor, In Laven, Murphy Rocker, The Adventurer Vlogs, Elos Filipina Gilene. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.